Sarah Ferguson's lawyer explains how he would have stopped disastrous Prince Andrew Newsnight interview. The celebrity lawyer who acted for Sarah Ferguson and advised Prince Andrew has admitted he still wonders whether he could have done more to stop the Newsnight interview. Tweed, who has acted for a string of top Hollywood stars, met the Duke of York through his ex-wife and says he found him to be genuinely good company, if perhaps a little detached and naive in his outlook. As well as attending social events, they had informal meetings at Buckingham Palace and Royal Lodge. In his new memoir, From Hollywood to Hollywood, he writes, "In a professional career spanning more than 40 years, I have never witnessed such an intense global onslaught on a person's reputation as that directed towards Prince Andrew." Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. He adds, "I should make it clear at this point that although I have not been Prince Andrew's lawyer, the family are aware that I am writing this book and will be referencing them. But they have not sought to influence or interfere with anything I am writing here." In an interview with the Sunday Telegraph, Tweed from Hollywood in Northern Ireland previously revealed that he strongly advised Andrew's private secretary, Amanda Thirsk, against his disastrous Newsnight interview in November 2019. He also revealed that Sarah was also opposed to the idea. Providing more detail in the book, he writes, "It was so obviously an extremely bad idea. For Prince Andrew to expose himself to unrestricted cross-examination by a very experienced interviewer, who would have undertaken extensive research and prepared questions well in advance, could not possibly offer any upside in any circumstance to anyone. However, as the Duke was not my client, I was not in a position to be more forceful with my advice. When I heard that the interview had gone ahead, I couldn't believe it." The lawyer says he didn't watch the interview live as he was attending a family event in Scotland, but dryly notes that the rest is history, as the Duke's failure to show regret for his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein or empathy for his victims ended his career as a frontline royal. Tweed says Andrew's series of reactive public statements in the days after the interview with Emily Maitlis was broadcast failed to work because they came across as defensive rather than proactive, adding that at least one of the Duke's PR team was frustrated by the tactics. He adds, "In the years since the fateful interview, I have often wondered whether I could or should have done more to intervene. He could possibly have gained some advantage, at least in terms of media optics. Say, if I had appeared at the palace at the last minute and been seen to have dissuaded him from going ahead. He would have shown his willingness to open up about his involvement, but in a way that suggested that this was being prevented by his lawyer." Sarah Ferguson reveals personal mission before Princess Beatrice's baby is born. Princess Beatrice and Sarah Ferguson at the 10th annual Lady Garden Foundation Langan's Ladies' Lunch fundraising for the Royal Marston Cancer Charity on October 15, 2024 in London. Sarah Ferguson is championing a new environmental cause before Princess Beatrice's baby is born and she becomes a grandmother again. On November 11th, the Duchess of York, who is popularly known as Fergie, announced a new mission to eliminate plastic diapers through a new initiative called The Greater Good. The Duchess of York, 65, highlighted her commitment to the cause from her perspective as a grandmother with her family about to grow once again. Fergie's eldest daughter, Princess Beatrice, is expecting her second child with husband Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, and Buckingham Palace has announced the baby is due in early spring 2025. "In a few months I'm going to become a grandmother for the 5th time. August, Ernest, Sienna and Wolfie will be joined by another beautiful boy or girl, as our family grows once more," the Duchess of York wrote in an op-ed for the Daily Mail, naming her grandchildren. Fergie is a grandmother to Princess Beatrice and Edo's daughter Sienna, 3, and Edo's 8-year-old son Christopher Wolfe, who is affectionately nicknamed Wolfie, from a previous relationship. The Duchess of York is also a grandmother to her younger daughter Princess Eugenie and her husband Jack Brooksbank's 2 sons, August, 3, and Ernest, 1. As all grandmothers know, from storytime, to tea time, to nap time, family life is a hands-on affair, not least when it comes to changing nappies, she continued, using British parlance for diapers. Over the course of my life, I've been no stranger to it. When my first grandchild was born, I rolled up my sleeves as though a 30-year hiatus had never happened. Seeing nappy after nappy thrown into the bin, I began to wonder. What are these nappies made of and where are they going? Researching it, I was stunned. They are full of plastic waste, each one damaging our environment, Fergie wrote. The Duchess of York, who shares her daughters with her ex-husband, Prince Andrew, cited statistics about diapers' role in the global plastic waste crisis. Acknowledging how times have changed and greater awareness has been raised since Beatrice, 36, and Eugenie, 34, were born. The Duchess said that she tried to find plastic-free diapers that were 100% compostable when she became a grandmother, but it just wasn't possible. Fergie said that this gap inspired her to launch a global campaign to eliminate plastic nappies with the greater good, and that she traveled to Samoa, where King Charles and Queen Camilla toured in October for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, their second stop after Australia, to unveil the project. The Duchess of York described the island state of Samoa as particularly impacted by plastic pollution, and a place where diapers comprise nearly 30% of household waste. Sparking change, the Greater Good campaign is offering a new solution through quality diapers that can be composted into soil within 6 to 8 weeks. To date, 18 women have been employed in the process of delivering, collecting, and composting the diapers, and the Duchess said that the government-backed project has shown that for every 100 babies, it's possible to eradicate about 1,543 pounds of plastic waste each week. With a new grandchild about to enter the world, and my career as a napper changer about to restart, I am incredibly optimistic about the future of our planet. And this is entirely thanks to projects like this which are helping to protect the oceans for our babies to grow up and enjoy plastic-free, she wrote in close. The Duchess of York isn't the only environmental advocate in the royal family, so is Princess Eugenie, who memorably had a plastic-free wedding and introduced her mother to the UN Special Envoy for the Oceans, Peter Thompson, as Fergie began researching the plastic diaper crisis. King Charles has also campaigned for conservation for decades, and seems to have passed down the passion to his sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, who are driving change as founders of the Earthshot Prize and Travelist, respectively. Sarah Ferguson says Queen was more my mother than my own in candid admission. Sarah Ferguson says the late Queen was more my mother than my own in a candid admission. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.